All right, we'll also move to this. People, on the other hand, are still having difficulties obtaining the R350 COVID-19 relief grant, almost a year after it was introduced. But the South African Social Security Agency says that the delay in payments will be resolved before the end of the month. While some 6 million recipients are yet to receive the temporary relief grant for the month of March, the special grant was introduced last year to mitigate the effects of the pandemic on destitute and unemployed people. So let's talk more about this with Sassa spokesperson, Mr. Paseka Letsatsi, who joins us now on his birthday. Batung, happy birthday, Hleng. Sacrificing a whole new travel around the sun to speak to us. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Tumelo. And let me rather say good morning to you and good morning to the viewers at home as well.
It's a pleasure talking to you, Paseka. But let's talk about this. I mean, the delay in payments for March. What caused this?
Look, Tumelo, I think because the financial year of government ends in March and on the 1st of April kicks in the new financial year. So there were protocols which we have to follow. But the good news is that the South African Social Security Agency, together with the Department of Social Development and Treasury, are just 99% in resolving the matter. And everybody who's in the system would then be paid for March and April by the end of April.
Yeah, and when we talk about everybody, how many people are affected and in which provinces?
Everybody is affected, Tumelo. It's those people who are part of the system,
right,
and those who applied and those who appealed, because there is a number of people who appealed and their processes was evaluated and they were put on the system. So everybody is affected, but we just want to profusely apologize for the inconvenience caused, and we are confident as we speak now that by month end in April, everything would have been sorted out.
Yeah, I think this is not the first time we've heard an apology from Sassa due to delay in payments. And I read a report there of the DA criticizing the lack of provision for, hiccups with the system. What are you doing to assure that in future there aren't any hiccups? Because I'm sure you understand as an organization that there are so many vulnerable South Africans that do rely and depend on this 350 rand.
Yeah, the difference between this and your normal social grant, it's paid without any hiccup every month end, because these are the people who are permanently on the system. In this one, it was just, remember, we were supposed to have wrapped up, close everything, write the report to the minister, who then submit the report to cabinet in January. And in February, it was extended to March. And at that time, when it was extended, we had already closed the system, we had already written a report which was supposed to go to the minister. And when the extension was announced, as an organization, we had to reopen and start from the scratch. So that resulted in a little bit of delay, but it's not an excuse, Tumelo. We were saying we must do things better, as faster, to make sure that people do not find themselves in this kind of a situation.
Right, and in terms of dates, do you have a date with which they will definitely receive those payments?
We can confirm that by month end because we pay on the 28th or the 29th of every month, and the intention is to make sure that we don't pay the 350 at the same time when we are paying the normal social grants, because we are also trying to avoid congestions at the post office. We're trying to avoid congestions at the point of sales or the merchants and so on.
Right.
So the intention is to so that we separate that. But as I'm standing here, I can have a date with you, Tumelo, that by month end, those 350 would be paid.
And just slightly unrelated matters before I let you go. There were reports of, a backlog in the temporary disability grant in the Western Cape. What's the status there in terms of that backlog being dealt with?
The good thing is that we have attended to the backlog. People are being assessed, others have been approved, but there would be a problem where there's a number where people did not come back to renew their temporary disability grant. We don't know what is the reason. We can only assume that some of them, the condition might have changed, some of them might have passed away, or whatever reason might be, but there is a very small number of people who did not come back to renew they are temporary disability grant, but we can say it here with confidence that at least we have managed to make sure that each and every individual gets attended to.
All right, we'll leave it then. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Let me hold you any further. Paseka Letsatsi, spokesperson for the South African Social Security Agency, joining us for an update on those social grants.